Okay, let's unpack this. 9 years. Just vanished in a puff of accounting ledgers and precise headshots, and suddenly Christian Wolff is back.
He is.
And if you walked into The Accountant 2 expecting that quiet, methodical rhythm of the first film, well, buckle up.
Yeah, seriously.
Because what you got was this wild, kind of bonkers ride that honestly had no business being as entertaining as a lot of people found it.
It was a huge shift, wasn't it? And, the thought that kept hitting me was maybe the biggest moment in this action movie isn't like the bullets flying.
Okay.
What if it's just a quiet conversation between the brothers?
Yeah.
That connection or lack thereof, that might be the most devastating part.
Oh, interesting angle. That vulnerability definitely feels like something they leaned into more this time.
Right.
But before we jump in, if you're ready for this breakdown, make sure you hit subscribe. Maybe tap that like button too. You don't want to miss our future deep dives.
Okay, so where do we kick off? The beginning, that opening scene.
Right. J.K. Simmons,
Yep.
Ray King, he's just sitting in a bar during bingo night. It's immediately weird.
So weird. And then Anis, this young woman, comes up to him, and your brain just goes, okay, dark government stuff, he's hiring a hitman.
Exactly. You think, oh, is he going to ask her to whack her own family or something? Classic thriller setup.
But nope. He pulls out a photo of the Sanchez family, and he's like, can you help me find them? Their dad hired him.
And boom, right there, it sets the theme. Assumptions versus reality.
Which makes the next bit even more of a shock. That quiet bar scene just erupts.
Yeah, Burke's guys jump Ray, and suddenly you see, oh, this guy isn't just pushing papers. He can handle himself. It's that grounded, messy O'Connor action. Really visceral.
It is. And his death,
Yeah.
man, it's a gut punch.
But that detail, find the accountant written on his arm, that's the killer part. His last act is making sure Christian gets involved. It's such a strong, kind of noir opening.
And from that intensity, we pivot to Christian trying speed dating. And Affleck is just perfect here, using his analytical brain, this algorithm he made himself.
It's that mix, isn't it? It's genuinely funny watching him try to apply logic to, flirting, but it's also just heartbreaking. You really see him struggling to connect in a world that's not wired like him.
Yeah. And this is where Justine, voiced by Allison Robertson, really steps up. She's his handler, sure, but O'Connor clearly wanted to make her role bigger. She's kind of the film's secret weapon.
Speaking of expanding things, Harbor Neuroscience. That's where the sequel gets really, really interesting thematically, I think. Remember that school from the first movie? Just mentioned briefly.
Right, where he almost went. And Justine's running it, training these gifted young people on the autism spectrum in cybersecurity, intel gathering.
Right.
He's creating a place where being different is the strength, a sanctuary. It shows huge character growth.
Yeah, it reframes neurodivergence as a potential strength, which is powerful.
And it ties back so well to Christian's own journey, using his money to make sure others get the kind of acceptance, the opportunities he maybe didn't have. It says a lot about how he's changed or grown.
Meanwhile, back in the real world, Treasury agent Mary Beth Medina gets the Ray King case. Cynthia Edi Robinson.
She brings that grounding element, the procedural side, kind of the film's conscience.
Could be. And her path to Christian isn't some long, drawn-out investigation. The morgue scene, finding that message on Ray's arm, it feels very real.
And then Christian just shows up in the parking lot like, hi.
Right. The power dynamic just flips. He's not hunted anymore. He's initiating. And there's this instant respect almost, like two pros recognizing each other.
Yeah.
And them digging into Ray's files, finding those photos of the dead Chilean ex-Special Forces guys, that's when you realize how big Burke's operation really is. Chilling. But the real heart of this movie, everyone seems to agree, is Christian reuniting with his brother Braxton, John Bernthal.
Yes. Oh my God, the emotional core of this movie. If Christian is logic and control, Braxton is just pure, beautiful chaos, instinct, barely contained rage.
They're polar opposites in how they operate, but that shared history, that shared trauma, it binds them. And Bernthal just brings it. That intensity, but also this surprising vulnerability underneath.
Their scenes together are just electric. You don't know if they're going to hug it out or kill each other.
And the guy they're up against, Burke, played by Robert Morgan, running this horrific global trafficking ring using those ex-military guys.
What makes him creepy isn't just the evil, it's how detached he is. Like he's managing inventory, not talking about kids. Chillingly bureaucratic.
Yeah, it's effective without being, overly graphic or exploitative in the portrayal. The focus stays on the fight against him.
Which brings us to the climax, the assault on Burke's compound.
And it's not just mindless action, it's a rescue mission. You feel the stakes. Both brothers get their moments to shine, using their very different skills.
O'Connor and his DP, Seamus McGarvey, they really delivered on that final gunfight. It feels earned, it feels grounded, but yeah, dazzling is a good word. Stuff has weight.
And Burke slipping away. Well, that's your Accountant 3 setup right there, isn't it?
Pretty much. But they take down his immediate operation, and Justine feeds all that intel to Medina to go after the bigger network. So satisfying, but with loose ends.
Okay, let's pull back. Big picture, the feel of this movie. It's definitely a shift from the first one, right?
A huge shift. The first was this moody, dark, almost melancholy thriller. This one, it leans hard into action comedy territory.
Right. Okay, let's dig into those performances then. Because that Affleck-Bernthal thing, it really is something else. They have this unpredictable energy.
Totally. And Affleck, he feels even more dialed into Christian this time. The specificity, the research.
Yeah.
It feels really authentic, not just mimicry.
And Bernthal just matches him step for step. The intensity is there, but so is that vulnerability. You buy their whole messed up history, the pain, but also that deep, deep loyalty.
Couldn't agree more. And we have to circle back to Allison Robertson as Justine.
Yes. Huge. Casting an autistic actress in that role adds so much weight and authenticity. Her scenes just land differently. I wish her storyline at Harbor Neuroscience was even more central.
Yeah, maybe less mission control, more character arc. I get that. It felt like a really positive step for representation, though. The film's handling of autism overall, it tries, right?
It definitely tries to humanize Christian, show the warmth underneath. O'Connor talked about that. And Harbor Neuroscience is clearly meant to empower, showing neurodivergence as a strength.
Okay, judgment time. Rate it out of 10. You go first.
Ooh, okay. Putting me on the spot. I'm going to land on a 6 out of 10.
Oh, 6. Okay, interesting. Why not higher? You seem to like parts of it.
Yeah, the performances, the representation, the visuals, strong points.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I felt like it flirted with deeper ideas, but didn't fully commit. It kept pulling back for the next action beat.
Okay.
Sometimes the violence felt a little glorified, like using the trauma as setup for cool kills instead of really digging into it.
Yeah.
And some side plots, like Justine's school or Medina's case, felt a bit thin compared to the brother stuff. Wanted more depth there.
Gotcha. Fair points. Okay, my turn. I'm going higher. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
An 8. Okay, defend your score.
Look, Affleck and Bernthal were incredible together. The action popped. Seeing Christian's world open up was cool. But overall, I just had a really good time. More fun than I expected.
So, averaging this out, definitely enjoyable, especially if you're here for the leads in that specific blend.
Exactly. If you liked The Hidden Heart in the first movie, there's even more here, just wrapped in a louder, faster package. It knows what the fans wanted more of, and it delivered that. So that was our deep dive into The Accountant 2. We seriously want to know what you thought. Did Harbor Neuroscience work for you? Did the tone balance out okay? Hopefully this gave you a bit more perspective on the film and what people are finding interesting about it.
Yeah, keep those questions buzzing around if you watch it, or maybe if you watch it again.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive here on Offscript.